Hello, everybody. Welcome to our virtual visit show. This is day 3. I'm David Mussonet, Director of Communications. And thanks a lot for taking just a couple minutes to stop in and join us as we begin a new norm here in the Dearborn Public Schools, at least for a while. We'll see how long it lasts. We're not sure, but for right now, this is the way we're going. And joining me, as always, is our superintendent, Dr. Glenn Maleko. Glenn, how are you?
Dave, good. Doing
Good.
very well given the new norm. How are you doing, David?
Good.
Good.
Another interesting day, another new day around the district, handing out food and Chromebooks and a lot of online learning.
Yeah.
I was reading some comments on Facebook, saw some folks who were very appreciative of teachers at specifically Etzel Ford and Stout. They were making comments that teachers were providing some really great learning opportunities for their students. We know that's going on across the district.
Yes,
Teachers across the district are doing that.
They're stepping up. We have staff that are stepping up right now. And speaking of stepping up, we also have Nafila Hyder here from the PTA. Hi. And I know that we're about to talk about the food and distribution, and the PTA has really stepped up as well. We appreciate having you here, Nafila.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
happy to be here.
Thanks for joining us. So I guess that's one of the big things that we know. I mean, you guys are around all the time, all year round, but just recently with the recent shutdown and then moving to the distribution of the food, the lunch and breakfast program, you guys have really come through again. Maybe talk a little bit about what you guys have been doing.
Well, we really enjoy being around the buildings and being around the students and the teachers, just in general. So when this happened, we felt like we needed to step up. And I received so many calls, the night that schools were closed. I received a lot of calls, and people were just asking, what can we do? What's next? Yeah. And we had to wait out the weekend kind of to figure things out a little bit. It is, a huge district, so everyone who pulled everything together by Monday and Tuesday in terms of online learning, and then Tuesday the food plans, that was incredible. I don't think anyone understands the capacity of all of that work. So people were a little impatient over the weekend, like, what can we do now? What can we do now? And so when the meal plans rolled out, we kept everybody in communication, and thank you, Dr. Maleko and David, for keeping us informed so that I can keep talking to our volunteers. And they basically just woke up on Tuesday and went to work, and they're excited to do it every single day now. I do have a Google form out, and people are signing up to volunteer over the next 3 weeks. And if we need to expand, farther than the 3 weeks, then I'll turn that form into more than 3 weeks, and they'll continue to sign up. But as of now, we have volunteers covering every single day for the next 3 weeks. And they're alternating days because not everyone can be there every day. So it's different people, but they've all pretty much, picked up the gist of the operation and how it's done. We do have, aside from the volunteers in the buildings, we have delivery people. And these are the volunteers delivering to parents of special needs students.
Oh,
so if anyone is at home with a special needs student and needs food delivered to their house, we have that in place. And other parents who don't necessarily have special needs students, but they have young infants at home in addition to their school-age kids, and they can't get out of the house, or if they're sick or whatever it is, we are not, the volunteers are not coming in contact with anyone. They're leaving the food at the door, knocking and leaving just to be safe. Perfect. They are wearing gloves when they're handling the food bags, so it's pretty safe there. Their cars are sanitized and
That's awesome.
all of that. So that's pretty much what we're doing at this point.
Can I add, I really appreciate that, because that actually came up in our meeting, and thank you for doing that, because that was an area where we need the volunteers. And I'll just say, going back to, I think it was Saturday, I pumped out on the blog that we're working on food services, and we're going to be, and then within, I can't remember how long, but my week last week was very intensive. Myself, the board president, the board, all administration, we were dealing an intensive week, and within minutes, I think, you sent me a text saying, oh, how can we help? And I'm like, all right, got you in contact, and right away. So this is another aspect of where some resources, it is a major operation, and it's a big undertaking with a district our size to feed all these individuals. And the first day we had 3,000 meals, now we're 5,000 5,000.
Yes.
But that's one area where we were talking about, how do we get the delivery? So that I really appreciate your willingness to help there. But the whole thing, the whole operation. I've been in the schools. I've seen the PTA volunteers out there helping. So that just was another way of, and even you may remember the text our food service Jeff and Josh said, "Hey, wow, people are coming together. This is Dearborn," So it was really nice. So question for you then, if somebody did need a delivery, is there like an information or do they go to the local PTA or how would they?
They can reach out to me or any of the council members directly. A lot of us are at locations too. We have Carmen, she's our VP. She's at Dearborn High almost every day this week. So if they run into Carmen and they know, or they have her number, my number is pretty much public. I'll post it again on social media and I'll send it in an email. We had Nabil, he's also our VP too. He was at Fortson and he's going to be at Fortson. Actually, him and Amy Hassan from Oakman were standing in the cold yesterday. And I said, "What are you doing out here?" Because they were at Fortson. You know how Fortson, you kind of have to go behind the building. And they said, "Well, we need to guide people out there." We had Renwa Karkaba at Woodworth, and she was in front of the building. But I think a few days later, people will know to go behind the building. But initially, they were all just standing in the cold, trying to guide people to the right. Yeah. But to answer your question, they can contact me. I can say my phone number if you want. People to write it down. It's 313-443-7443.
Wonderful.
And they can shoot me a text or call, and then we'll get that set up for them.
Great. Yeah, we're. I know tomorrow we ordered some signage that we're going to bring out to the schools. Just food pickup with some big arrows. So to help kind of direct, because I know it is kind of tricky because some of it's behind, like Etzel, it's behind the school and things like that. But I know as we move on, parents will kind of get the flow and get the hang of things coming through. For those who aren't familiar, it's a grab and go program. So you just kind of pull up and you get your bag of food there. Our food service people are behind the scenes, getting everything ready and all that. But where we needed all the help was directing people on how to get there, handing them the food and all that. And that's where you guys stepped up huge, which made a big difference.
Thank you. So at Woodworth, they're doing a great job with the curbside because they're, the way the building is set up, it allows for that. So it was amazing how, they had everybody just pull up, scream out their order, and it gets thrown into their car.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're gone.
Miss Hassan was yelling it. She was like, 5 this, 2 this,
Yeah, it was very exciting.
So what else are you guys, I know you guys are really involved in this, but, I know PTA, you guys always have your hands in about 16 different things. Keeps you really busy.
So right now, we just have a couple of things going on. We wanted to keep the kids having a little bit of fun at home. So we created a surprise art contest.
Oh, nice.
Any student, K through 12, can create a piece of art, take a picture, and send it to an email address. I've already emailed out the flyer with the information. And it's all over social media too. We have an email address designated just for this contest. And then every Friday is a deadline. By Sunday, we pick a winner and they get a gift card to Target. Who doesn't love Target, right?
Absolutely.
So that's one thing. We're getting a lot of feedback, good feedback with that. The other thing, which is only a discussion at this point, we haven't really set anything in stone. We would like to do a blood drive because if this virus spreads, there will be a shortage of blood. The American Red Cross is saying that there is a shortage of blood right now. So we would like to host a blood drive. We don't have a location yet. We'll put that out there. We'll be talking to kind of look at the logistics and see what's safe and what's not. The American Red Cross told me that they will take every precaution to make sure that nobody that has the virus comes in before they come into the room. And they said that it would be by appointment only to kind of keep people safe and, the 6-foot distance. And so we're still looking into all of this. We don't have a date and we don't have a location yet, but that's another thing that we're looking at.
That's awesome. Outstanding.
Thank you.
I know that's another way for people to step up in the community. I've seen it over my time in Dearborn. So that's fantastic with the PTA. We really appreciate the PTA and all the parents and all the volunteers who have done a great job. Really helped this week launch those programs.
Absolutely.
And everywhere I went, people were very appreciative and they're willing to help each other out. So that's, a lot of good people in the community. And thank you to, again, PTA taking the lead with working with us in coordination. So.
Yep. This whole effort nationwide, shutting things down and closing things down, it really is a nationwide effort, but everybody just a little bit of sacrifice for 2-3 weeks We'll see where we are at the end of that. None of
Right.
us really know where
Right.
we're going to
Correct.
be at the end of 3 weeks or 4 weeks, where we're going to be if we've helped to mitigate the virus, if we've helped to flatten that curve,
Right.
and have taken the right steps, and will we need to continue those steps? Or will we be able to start bringing some of these things back? These are all the questions that
Sure.
are out there. We don't have the answers
We
for
don't.
that. Nobody really does. And so it's just going to take patience,
Patience.
and all of us coming together like
Right.
you guys did.
Yes.
You've stepped up, and we've seen other community members
Yeah,
step up,
yeah.
and it's kind of phenomenal to see.
Yeah.
It is.
really is.
So you're doing some long-term planning with the Red Cross, and we're doing this in the district. So
Right.
we, like you said, we don't know.
Right.
Right now, the governor, we're closed officially until the 13th. But we have to plan for the fact that we may be coming back or we may not. Again, we're not saying,
Right.
but our team on the crisis has been meeting regularly, and some of the things we're doing, like extended meetings online and virtually and other things,
Right.
we have some of those conversations going on with the board members about board meetings, for example, in the Open Meetings Act. So we're trying to be proactive with our planning, and so just for example, today we had all of our principals on a meeting virtually. I think we had there was 110 people approximately. I think 82 were virtual,
Yeah.
and they were all tuned into the meeting. And so we're taking steps. We have not closed the service to the public. We have all our numbers where people can call in and whatnot, and we publish those numbers. But we are physically close to visitors in this building, and we're going to even reduce the number of staff, so we're actually encouraging our employees, and we're setting up for virtual and electronic work at home type things. And so we're preparing for the fact that the governor may or may not, but we got to
Right.
get ready
Yeah.
for those things. So we're being proactive with those different options, and I'm proud of the staff. Things went very well today, and I want to give kudos to Troy Patterson and our whole IT department for the work they did to get us ready and move, and in fact, it's been quick moving.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he made some good moves years ago to go to Google, and we talked about iBlog and other
Right,
things
yeah.
that we were just saying that now people are used to it, but it's a norm, but before it was like an adjustment. Well, we couldn't be adjusting now, so it's a lot of that is forward thinking. So we appreciate, the work that all of our team members are doing.
And just quickly, because another one of those questions that kind of keeps coming up is, we still don't know if, we're going to be going into the summer, if we
Correct.
come back.
We don't.
Right.
We don't know. And about coursework that's being done now, does it count toward school days? Does it count toward coursework that kids are doing? These are all questions that have not been answered yet, and we don't have direction yet from the state on many of these things.
Correct. And I just want to clarify too that anything that we're putting out right now, that we're not penalizing or requiring, it's enrichment activities for students. We're getting information to keep them busy in academic areas, but it's not new or graded. We're not grading right now. Now that may change in the future, but
Sure.
we don't know. But right now it's all enrichments, and our team has been putting that together quickly, and our staff have been
That's right.
working from home. So
Right, but that also helps with keeping a sense of normalcy
Sure.
for the students.
Sure.
So, with my own kids, and I'm encouraging other parents to do the same, is really have the kids sit down every morning and then go through their assignments as if they're in
Sure.
school. What's going on in first hour, second hour,
Yeah.
and so on. And
Good.
then, by 2:30 or 3:30, they can be done. They can have that extra hours of sleep in the morning,
Yeah.
but they should be going through their
Through
work
some-
as if they're in school every day. We need to keep that normalcy
Normalcy.
happening. And it alleviates a little bit of the stress, because the kids are worried and nervous about this.
sure.
What's happening? The world just shut down for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So we need to keep that going.
And thank you for that support, because, that's really where it's going to come from. I mean, as soon as kids hear, oh, it's not a grade, it's enrichment, oh, I guess I don't have to
You don't
do
have to
this,
do it,
right?
right.
But if mom and dad are there saying,
Yeah, there you
"All
go.
right,
Yeah.
you know what,
Yeah.
no, I think you do
Yeah.
have to do that.
Right.
That really helps us so much, and that's where that great partnership comes
Yes,
into
of
play. So
course.
thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I think we're good. This
Yeah.
is we're moving along, day 3, and we'll keep doing this for a couple more days, and then maybe we'll stretch it out a little bit. But for now, it's doing good.
Yeah, and I think we're getting ready for you and I maybe chiming in from home on the show in the future.
We may have to do some very
depending.
remote
So
updates. Yeah.
yeah, so I want to bring this out. I don't bring it out very often, but this is
Okay.
the big sign.
Big sign.
And it's for
Big one.
special occasions, and it's for great hope that we have that at some point. And I saw President Barry's
Yeah.
post yesterday, which is about hope and kind of reflecting on past. And eventually we will be there. So this is the big one. It only comes out in special occasions. Stay in there, stay positive, everyone. But we will maintain students first, because
Yeah.
the community, the parents, staff all put students first, and we all work together. We appreciate PTA and NAFILA for you being
I
here today.
appreciate the partnership as well. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Glenn. Thank you for taking a couple minutes to just get a little bit of update every day here.